Yeah, this is Rick Ness. Yeah, I think you got something of mine. Listen, I know that you took my 10-inch suction line, all right? No, I know. No, hey, listen, you listen.
In the intense world of gold mining, Rick has earned a name for himself. Known for his talent in finding gold, he's carved out a place in mining history. But this season, his path has taken a surprising and challenging turn, pushing him toward a decision that could change his future forever. No ordinary man. There's someone new entering the picture, ready to support Rick in this crucial time. Who is this mysterious figure, and what role will they play in Rick's journey? More importantly, what big choice has he made, and how will it affect his journey for gold? Join us to uncover the twists and turns of Rick's biggest mining season yet, one that could lead him to his largest haul ever. For Rick, success isn't just luck. It's about rolling up his sleeves and getting to work, something he truly believes in. This season, however, he's up against some serious obstacles. Even with a huge investment in top-notch equipment, things aren't going smoothly. Equipment problems are piling up, throwing off his progress. Yet these aren't the only obstacles in the gold miner's way. Rick is at a critical point where he's facing a decision about whether to keep the land he's mining on. Ownership isn't the only issue. He's also dealing with the daily, hard reality of digging for gold.
And once we got the line, that discharge line hooked up, then we can pick the whole pump up, kind of put it where we want it, and that line will follow it.
Some big stuff we're working with here. We'll get there.
Every day, he's fighting against both time and nature to pull gold from the ground, a challenging process that demands grit and resilience. This season, Rick has taken a bold risk, putting everything on a single strategy, a deep cut that could yield as much as $5 million in gold. But so far, the results haven't met his high hopes. He set a huge goal, collecting 2,000 ounces of gold, but that target looms over him like a heavy weight. It's not only for his crew's survival. Rick's future in the mining world depends on hitting that goal. Duncan Creek. This venture is personal. Rick has invested not just his time and money, but his heart and soul into this quest. He was hoping for a massive gold find that would bring him fame and success. Yet, the reality is far from what he expected. The gold rush he dreamed of isn't unfolding as planned. The ground under his feet holds the key to his mining future. Yet the land he's working on, Duncan Creek, doesn't fully belong to him. He's operating under a lease. This season has already been grueling. Equipment problems, production delays, and the pressure of meeting his high goal weigh heavily on him. But now, Rick faces yet another challenge, one that could change everything. The owner of Duncan Creek, Troy Taylor, pays an unexpected visit, catching Rick off guard. Taylor's timing couldn't be worse. Rick is already struggling to meet his production goals, and the surprise visit only adds to his stress.
What's going on?
Dad and I have been getting some inquiries into our property, and hate to put the pressure on you, but we're ready to sell. We're hoping that you're confident enough to buy us out.
I'm not sure if I'm quite ready for that. Yeah, let me run that through my head for a bit here.
Immediately, Rick senses something big is coming, and he doesn't waste time getting to the point. Directly, he asks why Taylor is there. Without hesitation, Taylor delivers the news. He's planning to sell Duncan Creek. This revelation hits Rick hard. Owning the land he works on could be a game changer, giving him control over the very ground that's been the foundation of his mining career. But it's not a simple decision. The opportunity to buy Duncan Creek presents Rick with a monumental choice: to stay as a leaseholder or to step into full ownership, staking everything he has on this land. On one hand, there's the security of owning the land, with the potential to mine it long-term and reap all the rewards. On the other, there's the reality of his current struggles, meeting production goals and managing an already high-pressure season with limited resources. A big ask. Taylor doesn't beat around the bush. He lays out the terms clearly. If Rick wants to buy Duncan Creek, he needs to make a down payment of $250,000, or roughly 150 ounces of gold. For Rick, this is no small ask. The cost is enough to make him pause, and he finds himself torn between excitement and hesitation. The idea of finally owning the land he's poured so much effort into is incredibly tempting, but the timing couldn't be more challenging. Rick is already facing financial strain from the season's setbacks, and taking on a massive payment only adds another layer of pressure. As Taylor explains the deal, Rick's mind races. He knows that owning the land would mean a permanent claim to any riches that lie below. Yet, he also understands the weight of such a commitment, especially with the added risk of missing his production goal. The $250,000 price tag is daunting, representing not only a huge financial responsibility, but also a level of risk that Rick hasn't had to face as a leaseholder. He's deep in thought, weighing the pros and cons of this sudden opportunity. On one hand, buying Duncan Creek could solidify his future in gold mining, giving him control over every part of the operation. No more lease payments or negotiations. He'd finally be the true owner of the land. But on the other hand, the financial pressure of a $250,000 down payment could stretch him to his limits, especially in a season already filled with unforeseen costs and setbacks. Taylor's offer leaves Rick wrestling with a whirlwind of thoughts. The chance to own Duncan Creek is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, yet the timing couldn't be worse. With production goals still unmet and equipment issues piling up, Rick isn't sure if he can manage the added weight of such a large payment. The sum, either in cash or 150 ounces of hard-earned gold, is massive, and he can't ignore the risks involved. After laying out the big offer, Troy leaves, and Rick is left standing alone with his thoughts. This decision is no small thing. If he takes it, it could be one of the biggest choices of his life, a chance to finally own the land he's worked so hard on. The idea of owning Duncan Creek is exciting, but it comes with a huge cost. The $250,000 down payment weighs heavily on Rick's mind, along with the risk of the loan that would follow. The stakes are high. If he makes the wrong choice, it could set him back for years. Rick has always dreamed of this kind of ownership, and now it's right in front of him. But this decision isn't just about the thrill of being an owner. It's a big, serious responsibility, with financial risks that could impact every part of his life. If Rick decides to go all in, he knows there's no turning back. This choice could shape his entire future in gold mining. On one side, there's the security and pride that would come with owning the ground where he's already invested so much time and effort. On the other side, there's the heavy cost and pressure that come with making such a huge financial commitment. But Rick isn't just dealing with the decision about Duncan Creek. Right now, his mining operation is facing big problems that he has to solve first. One major issue is his equipment. This season, Rick put millions into top-notch machinery, hoping it would boost his production and help him hit his big goal of 2,000 ounces of gold. But things haven't gone as planned. Machines that were supposed to be his greatest assets are breaking down, slowing everything down and pushing his goal further out of reach. Failing machines. Every time one of his machines fails, Rick loses precious time and money. And in mining, time is everything. Each day lost to repairs is a day that could have been spent pulling gold from the ground. Every delay not only puts his production target in jeopardy, but also adds to the stress of trying to keep his operation running smoothly. Rick can't help but think of how each breakdown chips away at his chances of success this season. As Rick stands there, he feels the weight of everything he's facing. On one hand, there's the dream of owning Duncan Creek, a dream he's had since he started in mining. But that dream now looks even tougher with the equipment issues piling up and production numbers falling short. Rick knows that if he takes this leap into ownership, he has to be all in. There won't be room for hesitation, and there's no way to turn back once the papers are signed. It would mean putting everything he has into Duncan Creek: time, effort, and even more money. The pressure is intense. Rick is already pushing himself to meet his production goal, and the machinery problems only add to the challenge. Now he's looking at a life-changing opportunity, but it comes at the worst possible time. With each passing day, the production clock is ticking, and every ounce of gold he doesn't dig up brings him further from his target. Rick is caught between two powerful forces: the pull of owning the land he's poured his life into, and the risk of taking on more than he can handle in an already difficult season. The chance to own Duncan Creek is a rare golden opportunity, but it could easily turn into a weight that drags him down if he isn't careful. As he weighs his options, Rick realizes this choice isn't just about gold, it's about his entire journey in mining. The future of Duncan Creek, and possibly his career, hangs in the balance. For now, Rick has to face his machinery troubles head-on, fix the problems in his operation, and try to stay on track for his production goal. But in the back of his mind, the thought of owning Duncan Creek lingers, filling him with both excitement and worry. He knows this is a decision that could change his life, and the outcome is anything but certain. Rick's dreams are big, but the path is anything but easy. He's poured everything into his mining setup, investing in top-tier, cutting-edge machinery that should make his operation as efficient as possible. Yet, even the best equipment isn't enough to overcome the hard realities of mining. Gold doesn't just give itself up. It takes hard work, patience, and sometimes a little bit of luck. Rick is facing a huge problem that he knows he can't handle alone. He needs help. The savior. In this crucial moment, Rick thinks of the one person he can rely on the most, his dad. With winter approaching fast and time running out, he makes the call, hoping his dad can bring the extra support he desperately needs to finish the season strong. When Rick's father arrives, he's amazed by the whole mining setup. It's clear he's proud of what Rick has accomplished and is fully on board to help in any way he can. Together they dive into the work, ready to tackle whatever problems come their way. The first challenge they face is with the wash plant, Monster Red. It's a huge piece of machinery that plays a key role in separating gold from dirt and rocks. But with a small crew and a tight schedule, keeping it running smoothly has become a serious challenge. Without enough workers, every part of the process is slowed down, putting Rick's production goals further out of reach. Rick's dad, however, doesn't hesitate. He jumps in, helping to keep Monster Red operating so they can keep the dirt flowing through and the gold coming out. But the problems don't stop there. At Duncan Creek, another major hurdle comes up. Rick's 700 excavator, a powerful machine needed to clear the heavy leftover tailings, waste material from mining. A critical hydraulic line has cracked, putting the machine out of action and stopping progress in its tracks. Without this excavator, clearing the ground and moving forward with the season's mining goals becomes nearly impossible. It's a setback that requires immediate attention, and Rick knows they can't afford any more delays. With a determined look, Rick asks his dad to lend a hand once again, this time with the broken excavator. His dad, no stranger to hard work, jumps in without hesitation. Together, they approach the excavator with tools in hand, inspecting the damage. The issue, a cracked hydraulic line, is clear. Fixing it will be no easy task, but they're both up for the challenge. As they tackle the repair, the hydraulic fix becomes a puzzle to solve. With intense focus, welding tools, and a bit of elbow grease, they manage to patch up the cracked line. After some concentrated effort, the excavator roars back to life, ready to dig through the tailings and keep the gold production moving forward. It's a victory that shows just how resilient they are as a team, able to overcome unexpected setbacks through hard work and determination. With the excavator back in action, the crew gets back to work, scooping up pay dirt that holds their hopes for gold. Every bucket of dirt is essential to reaching their ambitious goal. Rick's dad, who came to lend a hand, quickly becomes a key player in the operation. His hands-on approach and experience bring fresh energy to the team, helping make sure every machine and every step of the mining process works like clockwork. The teamwork between father and son is clear, turning what could have been a major setback into another step forward. As Monster Red continues to churn through pay dirt, it's not just about the machinery. The real strength comes from the united team working toward a shared goal. Each person is giving their all, driven by the determination to reach 2,000 ounces of gold by season's end. It's a challenging target, but the team's spirit and hard work make it possible. Together, they tackle every problem that arises, from equipment breakdowns to flooded cuts, showing just how essential teamwork is in such a tough environment. Rick's dad becomes the perfect example of actions speak louder than words. He's there for his son not just in words, but through hands-on effort, becoming an essential partner in Rick's challenging journey. Far from over. Even with his dad's help, though, Rick faces more than just machinery problems. The pressure of reaching his season's gold target is still weighing on him, and the prospect of owning Duncan Creek adds another layer to his challenges. To achieve his goals, Rick must navigate the many twists of the mining world. Each step forward requires careful thought and unwavering determination to push past whatever obstacles lie ahead. The journey is far from over, and the suspense only grows as Rick strives to turn his mining dream into reality. Now, as winter's chill creeps closer, the crew find themselves racing against time. They know that if the winter freeze arrives before they hit their target, it could stop everything cold. This puts Rick at a critical crossroads. He needs to find a way to increase gold production before the cold shuts down their operation for the season. As Rick huddles with his crew, he turns to Kyle Lawson, a newcomer to gold mining, but with a strong background in ironworking. With winter approaching, Rick knows he needs to act fast to boost production before the ground freezes and threatens their chances of hitting their gold mining goals. In a bold move, he proposes an ambitious plan that could change everything. He suggests that they operate both wash plants, Monster Red and the trusty Rocky, at the same time. If they can pull this off, it could greatly increase their gold output. Kyle, though relatively new to this world, is given the responsibility of running one of the wash plants on his own. The trust placed in him by Rick and the crew is significant, and the stakes are high. As the news sinks in, Kyle feels a mix of nerves and determination. He knows that operating a wash plant by himself can be overwhelming, especially for someone still learning the ropes. There are many potential challenges, like tailings that could cause blockages, and those concerns loom large in his mind. With determination on his face, Kyle makes his way to the wash plant. The rhythmic hum of the machinery fills the air, creating a sense of urgency as he navigates the controls, balancing the delicate dance of machinery and pay dirt. The rest of the crew watches intently, holding their breath and wondering what the outcome will be. Despite his initial nerves, Kyle starts to find his rhythm. The wash plant responds to his commands, and the pay dirt begins to flow smoothly. The fear of tailings causing a shutdown fades away as he proves he can keep everything running like a well-oiled machine. Another problem is solved, and Kyle's confidence grows as he plays a key role in moving the team closer to their goal. However, Rick is still facing another significant challenge that could define his entire season. After 10 weeks of digging, they finally hit the pay layer they've been searching for, but there's a major obstacle in the way. The entire area is flooded with 6 feet of water. This setback could derail all their hard work. To tackle this problem, Rick makes a crucial decision. He decides to bring in a powerful 10-inch pump, generously provided by the landowner, Troy Taylor. The team gets to work setting up the pump, knowing that it needs to handle a large volume of water in the flooded area. Everyone pitches in, focused on the task at hand. There's a sense of urgency as they connect hoses, check the machinery, and prepare for the pump to do its job. The hopes of the entire crew rest on this piece of equipment. If the pump works as planned, it could help them drain the water and get to the valuable pay layer beneath. Finding success. The success of the pump is really important because it's the key to drying out the flooded area so the team can get to the valuable pay dirt below. Even though the pump costs a lot, $40,000, Rick stays positive and determined. When the pump finally starts working, it proves it can handle the tough conditions. As the water level drops, the crew can finally focus on what they came to do, get the pay dirt that could change their luck. Throughout the week, the results are better than anyone expected. The combined gold weight from Monster Red and Rocky shows that their hard work is paying off. Trusting Kyle with such a key role proves to be a great decision, and the teamwork between Rick, his dad, and Kyle shows how powerful it is to work together. Sometimes, the boldest moves taken with loved ones lead to the best outcomes. The story takes an exciting turn, bringing a feeling of success to their mining journey. Once unsure of their future, the crew is now united and motivated by their well-planned success. They prepare for the big reveal: 29.8 ounces of gold from Monster Red and another 95 ounces from Rocky. As they total it up, they can hardly believe their eyes. 35 ounces, which is worth over $500,000. This isn't just another weigh-in, it's a record-breaking success. The crew is thrilled as they celebrate their biggest gold haul ever, a significant achievement that will go down in mining history. The mining site is alive with energy, and Rick's bold decisions seem to be paying off. This win isn't just a number. It reflects their hard work, determination, and teamwork. But there's still more to do. As Rick heads to meet Troy Taylor, the excitement of their success lingers in the air. In an important moment, Rick shares his big decision. Troy's face lights up, and Rick tells him that he's ready to buy the land, showing his commitment to this new step. After facing many challenges, the crew gathers to celebrate their success. Their cheers fill Rally Valley, showing how strong they are in tough times. The journey isn't finished yet, and Rick is still on the hunt for treasure hidden in the Klondike soil. The big question remains: can Rally Valley hold the massive gold discovery that could change Rick's future? Only time will tell how much gold is really waiting to be found.